There exists within you, in the depths of your soul, a vast and untapped power. This power is not born of external circumstance or fleeting fortune. It does not rely on the opinions of others or the whims of fate. No, this power is within you always, steady, unshaken, eternal. It is the inner strength that resides in every human being, waiting only to be awakened. Yet too often, it remains dormant, hidden beneath the layers of doubt, fear, and unchallenged beliefs. This power, this latent force of nature, is your true self, the essence of who you are before the world imposed its conditions, its judgments, its rules. The Stoic sage knew this truth. We are born with the capacity for greatness, not through what we acquire, but through what we cultivate within. The Stoics believed that true strength lies not in material possessions, wealth, or status, but in the mastery of self. To awaken this inner power, you must first remember who you are at your core, and this is the journey of true self-discovery. The illusion of external validation. You live in a world that constantly demands your attention, your approval, your energy. It calls for you to conform to its standards, to seek approval, to chase after that which is fleeting and transient. External validation can feel intoxicating, yet it is a hollow pursuit. The opinions of others, the praise of the masses, the recognition from the world, these are all ephemeral, ever-changing, and ultimately beyond your control. The Stoics understood this well. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." The less you depend on external approval, the more you are free to express your true self. This freedom arises not from the rejection of the world, but from the realization that the world cannot define you. Your worth is not measured by the fleeting judgments of others, but by the strength of your character, your integrity, and your ability to remain true to yourself despite external forces. In your journey to awakening, let go of the need for validation. The power within you is not reliant on what others think of you. It is constant, unchanging, and unshakable. The freedom of acceptance. The path to awakening begins with acceptance, not of external conditions, but of the truth of who you are in this very moment. The Stoics often spoke of the importance of accepting what is beyond our control. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and philosopher, wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is the first key to unlocking your inner power. Acceptance. To awaken your true self, you must embrace yourself as you are, your flaws, your imperfections, your strengths, and your weaknesses. These things do not define you. They are but aspects of the human experience. The Stoic practice of embracing life as it is, without resistance, allows you to transcend the limitations that fear and self-doubt impose upon you. It is not the external world that confines you, but the internal world of unexamined beliefs and fears. You cannot control the winds that blow through your life, but you can control your sails. Embrace the impermanence of life, for only by accepting the ebb and flow of existence can you transcend it. The world will change and people will come and go, but the power within you remains constant when you align yourself with the truth of who you are. The discipline of mind. The human mind is a powerful tool, capable of incredible feats. Yet, it is often ensnared by unhelpful patterns of thought, doubt, fear, anger, jealousy, and regret. These negative thought patterns are often rooted in past experiences or imagined futures. They trap us in cycles of self-limitation, preventing us from realizing our true potential. To awaken your inner power, you must first master your mind. This begins with the practice of mindfulness, the art of observing your thoughts without becoming consumed by them. The Stoic philosophers taught the importance of reflecting upon one's thoughts and actions daily. Seneca, in his letters to Lucilius, wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Through mindfulness and self-reflection, you gain control over your thoughts. When you recognize a limiting belief or a negative thought pattern, you have the power to replace it with one that serves your greater good. The key is to not identify with these thoughts as if they are who you are. but to view them as transient visitors passing through your mind. This discipline is not easy. It requires effort, patience, and practice. But it is through this effort that you awaken the power to choose your response to any situation. You become the master of your own mind, and in doing so, you unlock the potential to shape your reality. The strength of resilience. To awaken your inner power is to become resilient in the face of adversity. Life will undoubtedly present challenges, pain, loss, rejection, and hardship. These are inevitable aspects of the human condition. However, your response to these challenges is what will determine whether you rise or fall. Stoicism teaches that adversity is not something to be feared, but something to be embraced. Marcus Aurelius famously said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." The Stoics did not view obstacles as threats. They viewed them as opportunities for growth. Every challenge is an opportunity to strengthen your character, to build resilience, and to prove to yourself that you are capable of enduring hardship with grace and wisdom. When you awaken your inner power, you recognize that challenges are not something to avoid, but something to overcome. You understand that you are not defined by your circumstances, but by your response to them. This is the power of resilience, knowing that no matter what life throws at you, you have within you the strength to persevere and rise above it. The wisdom of inner guidance. At the core of your being lies a well of wisdom, an intuitive knowing that transcends logic and reason. This wisdom is the voice of your true self, the part of you that is connected to the greater whole of existence. It is the wisdom that guides you through life when you trust in it, and the wisdom that will lead you to your true potential when you listen. The Stoics believed that wisdom was the highest virtue. It is through wisdom that we come to understand ourselves, our purpose, and our place in the world. Seneca wrote, "Wisdom is the mother of all virtues." Wisdom allows us to navigate the complexities of life with clarity, making decisions that align with our highest good. To awaken your inner power, you must cultivate this wisdom. You must learn to trust your inner voice, to listen to the quiet whispers of your soul, and to follow the path that resonates with your true self. This requires quieting the noise of the external world and turning inward, seeking guidance from within, rather than from without. When you trust in your own wisdom, you begin to see the world with new eyes. You recognize that you are not separate from the universe, but an integral part of it. You are the embodiment of the same laws that govern the cosmos, and within you lies the capacity to shape your own destiny. Living with purpose. True power arises when you live with purpose. The Stoics taught that we are here not by accident, but for a reason. We each have a unique role to play in the world, a purpose that only we can fulfill. To awaken your inner power, you must align yourself with this purpose and live in accordance with it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing. It is not about being carried along by the current of life, but about meeting it with resolve and purpose." Living with purpose requires discipline, clarity, and action. It is not enough to merely recognize your potential. You must take steps to actualize it. When you live with purpose, every action you take is infused with meaning. Your work, your relationships, your contributions to the world, these become expressions of your inner power, reflections of your true self. Purpose gives direction to your life, and it provides the fuel that drives you forward, even in the face of adversity. The joy of self-mastery. Finally, the true awakening of your inner power is found in the joy of self-mastery. The Stoics believed that the highest form of happiness is found not in external pleasures, but in the mastery of self. When you master your mind, your emotions, and your actions, you experience a deep and abiding sense of peace and fulfillment. Self-mastery is not about perfection, but about progress. It is the continuous effort to align yourself with your highest values, to live in accordance with your true nature, and to grow each day into a better version of yourself. It is a lifelong journey, but it is one that leads to true freedom. Freedom from the tyranny of external circumstances, and freedom from the limitations of your own mind. As you awaken your inner power, you will find that life becomes less about striving and more about being. You will experience a sense of inner peace that transcends external conditions, knowing that you are grounded in your own strength, wisdom, and purpose. The power is within you. You are not defined by your past, your circumstances, or the opinions of others. You are not the product of what you have lost or what you have yet to achieve. You are the embodiment of infinite potential, a spark of the divine, a being capable of awakening the deepest reservoirs of strength, wisdom, and resilience within. The journey to awakening your inner power is not one of striving, but of remembering who you truly are. It is a journey of shedding the layers of fear, doubt, and limiting beliefs that have kept you bound. It is a journey of embracing the truth of your being and living in alignment with your highest self. When you awaken your inner power, you will rise above the noise of the world and stand firm in your own truth. You will live with purpose, guided by the wisdom within, and resilient in the face of adversity. You will embody the Stoic ideal, the unshakable, unbreakable soul, anchored in the eternal truth that you are more than enough, exactly as you are. This is the journey to your true self. Embrace it, for it is the path to true power.